Hi, Gil from Testing Guild here. How do you define a good AI response? You asked your genie a question and he answered. Is it a good answer? How do we evaluate an answer that is not deterministic, probably will not be repeated, and has some nuance? LLM answers are subjective, and when it comes to testing, that's a problem. We'd like to look at our test as an objective way to evaluate a system. Well, the truth is, we'd like to think about our test as objective, and maybe they really are, but what we do with them can change. Have you ever released a product with some of the tests failing? I have. The test objectively told me something, and me and my team have decided to do something else. So we're not as pure as we think we are. We can bend objectivity. But how does this relate to AI responses? We won't have pure objectivity, but at least we'll try. What we'd like to have is a benchmark, something we can compare with, sort of a source of truth. Ideally, it would be the best optimal answer we can think of. I call that the Golden Dataset. Now, the Golden Dataset cannot be created by AI. It's going to be created by you, the expert. You know what's acceptable and what is not, what you would like to receive as a response, and what you can or cannot continue to work with. Sure, you can ask the AI about this, but you'll need to approve the answer. The way to think about it is not about creating the perfect paragraph or the ultimate JSON. No, it's about defining the key concepts that should be part of the response. Here's an example. With our API analysis agent, we asked for a list of suggestions for test cases for an API. We also requested the suggestions to come in a form of a JSON. It looks like this. Okay, now that we have this JSON, how do we evaluate it? Is it good enough for what we need? Well, let's look at the concepts. We're expecting testing scenarios. Therefore, we need the concepts of a valid user, invalid user, non-existent user to be there in the response. We can look for these terms directly in the response. Or we can expand our net and look for other terms. For example, a valid user may be an existing user. We can look for both terms to say that the response is good enough. After we've gone and looked for all the terms we are looking for in the response, we can then score the suggestions and see how they're doing. The higher the score, the better the answer. Here's another example. Let's say if we don't get a suggestion about a non-existent user, this is not a good response, not something that we can work with. If this critical concept is not there, then the answer is unacceptable. Creating a golden dataset like that is a manual process, but it can be encoded, because eventually it comes down to searching for a list of strings. These are the terms that we, the expert, decide that must be there in the response in order to continue to work with it. Once we have a set of terms like that, then automation is the simple next step. We just take the AI response, dump it into a giant big text, and search for the term of the golden concepts in there. If you think about it, this is how we evaluate other things too. We just need to think about it like a computer to do this objectively, or at least more so. Check out the links below for the webinars when I'm going deeper into the concept of golden datasets. Now tell me, are you using golden datasets to evaluate AI responses? What is your process of making them really golden? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share it, and watch other videos on this channel. Until next time, bye-bye.